Preparation of the Olympics 2012, Episode 5, Athletes Preparation by Krumesh Patel.
The Olympic Games are a major international event featuring summer and winter sports where thousands of athletes compete in various competitions for a chance to win a medal and do themselves and their respective countries proud. To do their country and themselves proud, athletes have to train hard and make sure they are prepared to the utmost for the Olympics. They have to be prepared in all departments. They have to be physically, mentally and socially prepared, as well as having a diet which will help them with their training. All athletes will have different rigorous training regimes which will develop their skills and endurance to the level which will help them have a good chance to win at the Olympics. They will also have different techniques to enhance performance, such as aqua jogging and training at altitude. As the time gets near to London 2012, athletes will have to travel and get used to the environment, climate and make sure they have no jet lag, whilst training hard and avoiding injury. Mental preparation is equally important as physical training. The athlete has to be mentally ready to compete at the highest level. They have to play with self-belief and confidence in themselves because sometimes things may go wrong, such as a slight mistake. The athletes just need to push through and bounce back. That's when mental toughness is needed. Everyone prepares differently, such as Michael Jordan.
My mental preparations for the game are very different than most. I try to relax myself. I'm a jokester, a prankster, if you want to say it that way. I listen to music, I joke around with the guys, I take my whole mind away from the game itself, and then when the time comes to focus on the game, I focus on my athletic skills and putting it together with the team, and somehow collectively going out and doing our jobs each and every day.
The athletes have to be focused on winning and achieving their goals to have the best chance and not be distracted by other problems. They should have intrinsic and extrinsic motivation, which comes from wanting to achieve personal goals and have fun and enjoyment at competing at the grandest stage, and have extrinsic rewards such as winning a gold medal. Diet is a key component of the athlete's overall training program building up to the Olympics and whilst at the Olympics. However, each athlete has their own unique diet to help be the most prepared. For example, long-distance runners would eat more carbs, whereas an Olympic weightlifter will have more protein in their diet. There are also unique diets which can work, like Usain Bolt eating chicken nuggets before a race, or Michael Phelps eating pizza before a swim race. The diet is down to the individual athlete.
To get a first-hand account on how an athlete prepares for the Olympics, we had an interview with Hannah Wilson, two-time Olympian. So Hannah, how did you prepare for the previous two Olympics?
Well, once I qualified for the Games, I immediately sat down with my coach, setting out a weekly plan and training cycle for a sequence of endurance, anaerobic, threshold and sprinting workouts. The program builds towards a pre-competition tapered program, which entails high rest, short burst sprint sets, cutting down frequency of sessions and increasing intensity, preparing my body for the similar environment I'd have to perform in for the Games.
Has there been any difference between preparing for the London 2012s and the last two Olympics?
Well, besides the obvious that I'd be performing in front of one of my native homelands, I'd have to say I'm becoming more comfortable with the pattern of events leading up to the big occasion, being my third Olympics. Not that I'm getting complacent at all. I definitely get the largest butterflies anyone could have in their stomach while preparing to get on those blocks as they say your name. It's just spectacular. But in official preparation, I've tweaked a few of the cycles in my preparation training, but definitely nothing major. It tends to be a reasonably formal chain of events across competition preparation and swimming.
How do you mentally prepare for the Olympics?
Well, the most important thing is to get comfortable with the pressure. Really finding your zone that you can maintain a relaxed frame of mind, because there's enough nervous coaches, family and friends around you who will radiate the necessary jitters to keep you going. Never mind you winding yourself up. To help put myself in the zone, I usually meditate. Yoga is a big hobby, both for my performance and my own sanity.
With all this training, what is your diet like?
When you're training twice in the pool and once on land a day, you find you can get away with eating a lot. And not all good for you. But there is a minimal double daily average intake of carbohydrate for any competitive swimmer. But despite the liberties I guiltily take, I do take good care of my body. The Hong Kong Olympic team has a very good nutritionist who lays out an appropriate nutrition guideline, including protein supplements and mineral tablets. All perfectly legal, of course.
So how many times do you train a week leading up to the Olympics?
Well, like I mentioned before, the amount of training I'll do depends on the week of my training cycle I'm in. But generally I'll get less and less, giving me more rest as it leads up to the big day. So that's probably from 18 to 20 sessions a week at the start of my Olympic program down to about 7 in the last 3 to 4 weeks. But like I said, even though that still sounds like a lot, the level of difficulty of the sessions will diminish with time as well. Making sure I'm fit for my event well before race day and just maintaining that level of performance and building up energy reserves so that I can peak when it comes to race day.
What impact does this have on your social life?
Well, a lot of my close friends are in the swimming world and many in the same team at Cal. And despite what people say about antisocial swim teams, I can assure you we're very social. I can't say for certain how that changes once leaving uni, but from what I can hear from others, it's a little quieter, maybe more focused. But really, swimming is an individual sport focused around self-discipline, reliance, and confidence. You can have the best coaches in the world, if you don't have those three things, you simply won't make it in swimming. But yeah, with these characteristics, you find swimmers are very comfortable with their own company. That makes me sound like a massive loner. No, we're very social in the swimming world, especially at the games with all the other athletes there.
Thank you very much, Hannah Wilson.
No problem.
From the podcast, we learned that preparation is a key aspect of any athlete going to the Olympics. Quote from other professionals has also shown that preparation is a key aspect. Muhammad Ali said, "Hated every minute of training, but I said don't quit, suffer now, and live the rest of my life a champion." Thank you for tuning into this podcast. Hopefully that has given you a better knowledge of how an athlete prepares for the Olympics. London 2012 shall be a great spectacle. Tune in next for the next episode, episode 6, Legacy.